This time on...
Why is there music? Why is there boss
That's
music?
not mine.
This is the Lords of the Locker Room, people.
Okay. This time on Anime Club Z.
You really hyped this up a bit too much. I don't know how I could follow that.
On this episode,
sentences said in very specific tone, like on this episode.
On this episode, we cover Realm Shifter, who is looking into the Lords of the Locker Room, Billy Harrington, and his fellow companion.
No, we're giving our final thoughts on
the locker.
We're going.
Yes, you may. As I flex these muscles.
Episode on Anime Club Z, we delve deeper into the world of a certain magical index, talking about anything and everything that comes to our minds.
And stuffing Realm into a deep, deep ditch.
Yeah, that took way too many tries to get right.
Yeah, I feel like we really didn't nail that intro, guys.
I don't know. I think it's all Realm's fault.
Do we need to really nail the intro though, or do we need to nail it?
Also, everybody, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, come here for quality. Yes, absolutely. Top tier content here, folks.
We should have been saying that every part of this series.
Oh, we really should be saying that more.
Yeah. Facepalm.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, people.
Yeah, we'll work on it. We're begging. We're desperate.
We should be talking about the actual show, people.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Let's go on off tangents.
For once in my life, I have nothing more to say about the show. Like, I legit do not have, like...
But why don't you have anything to say about this show?
Because it's beige.
Beige, people. It's a great color.
Beige.
It's great color. I like beige.
It goes with everything. But like, well, not everything. Don't quote me on that. Fashion people don't hate me. But like, I cannot think of anything that I still need to bring up. I legitimately don't have any like special extras. So I don't know if you guys do, but I don't. And
I have a comment on how this is going to be weird going forward. The first 12 episodes at this time, because I watched them separately, they're going to be easy enough to discuss, and they're easy enough to discuss now because I kind of knew my thoughts watching it, and I took them down before they got too buried. Going for
go.
Are you talking to NikNak or one of the
Big doggo?
Sometimes it works when I tell him to go. Sorry. Keep talking.
So it's going to be complicated when we move forward with the rest of Index Season 1 because even going to the end of the last arc, my thoughts on this series are so heavily colored by how I watched it chronologically at this point. And this is the only set I watched in its own context. So it might be really hard for me to separate the series from the overall franchise going forward, I think.
Oh, yeah, no, believe me.
But I also realize that we need to be careful about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is going to be a weird one for me. I don't think Index is ever going to get a fully glowing review from me, but at the same time, I'm not going to be able to watch and say, I hated this, or I don't know. It's going to be weird. I feel like I'm always going to be very wishy-washy on this series for a reason I can't separate from the actual context of this show, and it's going to be hard to talk about.
Yeah. You're just not going to be able to, like, well, I've watched, like, pretty much all, and, like, I can't specifically say, like, one show is great, another show is like crap. It's like it just blends all together because just that's how tight.
If you watch this show and one of the other shows, they really do like you can watch one episode and see the same thing from another perspective. So separating out those thoughts gets really rough.
Yeah. Which kind of actually for what we're doing,
which isn't a problem for Realm and I.
It's good.
Yes.
Realm, we have an advantage. We are better.
Yeah! About what? I wasn't really paying attention.
Thank you, Realm, for your consideration.
Hang on, Realm. Realm, do you have anything to bring up in this segment? Like, is there anything that you think we haven't talked about?
No, not really. That's why I was thinking distractions because I don't think we have anything else to say.
Yeah, I know part of this segment, like the idea of the segment is we're supposed to talk and discuss, but I think there's also something to be said, and this is speaking in general, about shows that don't leave you with like extra. Like there are shows that leave you with so many questions, right? Like Persona. I could have gone on for like 4 hours in the extra segment. Like,
And I would have gone another, and I would have gone, and I would have
And I don't want to say
another
it's a bad thing, like negative against this show.
No, it's just, you know what? It's actually a positive to it that it didn't leave me with a bunch of unanswered questions. Like, it hasn't left me with like things that are bothering me. But at the same time, there's nothing that's bothering me.
There's no mystery. There's no mystery. There's no mystery there.
From an injury on his arm.
Yeah, it's not a Shiro limping from an injury on his arm moment, which I think is both good and bad for the show. I mean, I think it's telling that in this segment so far we haven't actually discussed the show. We've discussed that it's hard to separate the franchise into shows, and then we've discussed that like it's hard to discuss this show. We're discussing a show.
I feel like we've stepped into a wider world, but not exactly.
I don't know. I think this is an interesting topic for like free thoughts and that kind of thing. Is that it's very rarely that you watch 12 episodes of a show that's longer than 12 episodes, and like you don't have a whole lot to say after you've thought about characters and stuff.
And this isn't don't have a lot to say because we were bored by the end of it and we want to be done. This is like
I think on the part of Rome and I, it's don't have anything to say because we're thinking that we might later after we watch more of it. And then on the parts of you and Vorn, it's more of a we can't talk about the other shows or spoil them.
Yeah.
So it's two very different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, having shows that are that closely knit can be a good thing, not being... getting to see like shows that are so close together in the same franchise. It's not like Fate where you can watch every single show individually and it doesn't matter. I could have started anywhere in Fate and it wouldn't have mattered.
A couple bad places, but for the most part that's
true.
You showed me Fate Stay Night 2006. I could have started anywhere in Fate and it wouldn't have been worse.
Oh, you couldn't have started with Heaven's Field.
Yeah, no, Helmsfield.
We're not going to. We'll make that in like a talk no jutsu where I explain how.
Either way.
Yeah.
Either way. Outside of this interesting distinction, I don't have anything to bring up, and that's not a bad thing, but it's also not necessarily a good thing.
Well, I guess on that note, we want to start giving just our final overall thoughts here.
I mean,
characters not that great. Setting pretty nice. Do we all agree on that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So far, you've said nothing I disagree with.
Background. What do you guys feel on that? Good.
Pretty
bad.
good.
Yeah.
What do you mean by background?
Like, backstory, I guess.
Backstories.
Yeah.
Like.
Sorry.
It doesn't mean the background of the animation.
Yeah. Or are you talking the backstory of the character or like the lore, the world?
Okay, the backstories of the characters have to do with the lore. It's part of the lore.
It's the
the lore has to include backstories of characters that are present before the show starts because that is technically lore. Anything that happens before the show shows it to us is lore if we know about it. So lore overall.
Error 666. NikNak has
all right, so I think
you overcomplicated the question for NikNak.
All right, I think for final thoughts, we all agree that the characters are lackluster, but the setting and concepts have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
And because of that, we see the show in a generally positive light.
Yes.
Like there's nothing that we hate about it. Unlike some other shows that we will not name.
Yeah.
I mean, we can name them.
No.
We just don't want the memory again.
Yeah. No.
Oh my god.
No. Watch it. I think with that being said, though, I think I can draw for our next.
Please.
Go Rando! Go Rando! Go Rando!
Actually,
Rando needs the support.
For poor Rando.
Rando needs the support. Oh, come on, Rando. Oh, okay.
Who?
All right.
Sehkie.
You pulled it out.
Yeah.
Ah.
Somebody plug me back in. Oh boy.
You're now plugged back into the realm.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So it is my turn next.
Are
God
we
damn
continuing
it.
One Piece?
We're continuing One Piece.
God damn it.
Let me check the exact episode count just so that we know now, so I'm not changing it later.
Okay.
But if I'm correct, we're gonna be finishing the Baratier arc
Okay.
entirely.
That is entirely gibberish for me still.
It means it's gonna be one arc for the whole submission. It's so long.
How long is that?
It's 18 episodes?
No, I can't submit 18.
Okay.
Max 17 number.
Max 17.
Okay.
It's not going to be 17. It's not going to be
Okay.
17. I'll tell you.
Okay.
So we're going to be watching episode 18 through 30.
Okay.
So it's 12. It's 12 or 13 episodes.
All right.
So we'll finish the Baratier arc. Hopefully that helps a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I think it is going to be really fun. Also, I have a promise to keep, and if I get pulled again this season, we're all watching My Next Life as a Villainess.
All right.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. Go.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, I think we can end this. So remember, try harder, everyone.
Screw this against Rando. No.
Poor Rando.
Poor